What if Valentine's Day didn't end on February 14th, but came back 1 month later with even more pressure? In Japan, after Valentine's Day, there's another holiday called White Day. On February 14th, women traditionally give chocolates or gifts to men, sometimes romantic, sometimes just out of courtesy. But here's the twist. On March 14th, men are expected to return the favor, and there's a well-known custom called sanbai gaishi, which suggests the return gift should be worth about 3 times more than what they received. That's where things get stressful. If you don't give a gift back, you can seem rude. But if you follow the tradition, it can get expensive fast. So every year, what looks sweet on the outside actually comes with social pressure and unspoken expectations behind the scenes. Ranking 3 of the weirdest dating rules in Japan, and number 1 might seriously catch you off guard. At number 3, you can't just casually assume you're dating someone. Before a relationship becomes official, one person is expected to clearly confess their feelings in a moment called kokuhaku. Without that direct confession, it's not considered an official relationship, even if you've gone on multiple dates. At number 2, jealousy is usually kept under control and rarely expressed openly, since strong emotional reactions can be viewed as immature or disruptive. And at number 1, public displays of affection are generally very subtle. Holding hands is common, but kissing or hugging in public is often avoided, as many couples prefer to keep their relationship private. 3 surprising reasons many girls in Japan don't often date foreign guys. And the last one actually makes a lot of sense. Number 3, Japan is one of the most culturally homogeneous countries in the world, so most people naturally date within their own culture. And international marriages there make up only about 3 to 5% of all marriages. Number 2, language can be a real barrier. Even though many people study English in school, having deep everyday conversations in it isn't always easy, which can make serious relationships harder to build. And number 1, long-term stability. A lot of foreigners in Japan are there temporarily for work or study and may leave the country later, so some Japanese women worry the relationship might not last. 3 everyday things in Japan that would honestly surprise most people. Number 3, vending machines are everywhere. Japan has more than 5 million of them, and you can buy way more than soda, like hot coffee, full meals, and even umbrellas. Number 2, trains are incredibly punctual. On many lines, the average delay is less than a minute, and if a train is late, stations may even give passengers apology notes to show their employer. And number 1, lost items often come back. Japan has one of the most efficient lost and found systems in the world, and in cities like Tokyo, a surprisingly large number of lost wallets and cash are returned to their owners. Some everyday rules in Japan might feel surprising to outsiders. In many cities, you can't just walk down the street while smoking. People usually have to use designated smoking areas, and some places even issue fines if you don't. Trash rules are also very strict. Garbage has to be separated into categories like burnable, non-burnable, and recyclables, and each type can only be thrown out on specific collection days. Public transportation has its own etiquette too. On trains and subways, people stay very quiet, avoid loud conversations, and rarely take phone calls. Another common cultural norm is keeping strong emotions private in public spaces. And here's a legal rule that surprises many people. Married couples must share the same last name, and in more than 95% of marriages, wives take their husband's surname. Imagine going through a divorce, and suddenly one parent gets full custody of the kids, while the other has almost no guaranteed right to see them. In Japan, that's how the system worked for decades. When parents divorce, the law traditionally allowed only one parent to have legal custody of the child, and in most cases, that custody goes to the mother. After the divorce is finalized, many fathers lose regular contact with their kids because visitation isn't automatically guaranteed, and enforcement has historically been weak. Child support is also inconsistent, and studies show only about 20 to 25% of single mothers actually receive regular payments. Because of this, many moms end up raising their kids almost completely on their own, often working multiple jobs just to make ends meet. The hidden truths about Japan might surprise you. In many schools, kids sometimes eat lunch in near silence. Imagine a whole cafeteria with almost no talking. At work, leaving early can make you look selfish because long hours are seen as loyalty. Showing strong emotions in public is uncommon since people try not to disturb others. Some individuals even become hikikomori, shutting themselves away from society for months or years. Quitting a job can feel so difficult. but some workers actually hire agencies to resign for them. And here's a strange rule. Strict naming laws mean you can't easily name your kid something like Pikachu. You've probably seen photos of super short school skirts in Japan and thought the schools designed them that way, but that's actually not true. In most Japanese schools, the official rule says skirts should reach around the knees. So why do they look so short online? Because many students roll or fold the waistband to make the skirt look shorter. It started as a teen fashion trend and became really popular over time. In reality, the schools didn't design the uniforms that way. The shorter look usually comes from students adjusting the uniform themselves to express their style and stand out. 3 reasons why beauty standards in Japan can feel almost impossible to match if you grew up in the West. First, in Japan, beauty often starts with bone structure. Delicate features like tiny shoulders, slim wrists, and especially a naturally small face, known as kogao, are considered extremely attractive. You can work out and lose weight, but you can't really change your skeleton. Second is body hair. Beauty trends in Japan strongly favor very smooth, nearly hair-free skin. So many women focus a lot on hair removal and skincare, which can make foreigners stand out more naturally. But the biggest difference isn't physical, it's cultural. Traditional femininity in Japan often values being soft-spoken, graceful, and modest. From a young age, girls are encouraged to sit neatly, laugh quietly, and avoid drawing too much attention. 3 school rules in Japan that might sound pretty surprising if you're used to schools with fewer appearance rules. First, graduation can sometimes look completely unexpected. While many students wear formal outfits like traditional kimonos, some universities allow creative freedom, so a few students even show up dressed like anime characters or in full costumes. Next, many Japanese schools have very strict appearance policies. Hairstyles that look too adult, like dyed hair or heavy styling, can actually get students in trouble because schools expect everyone to keep a simple, natural student look. Lastly, schools follow a seasonal uniform switch called koromogai, where uniforms change on a fixed calendar date, so even if the weather suddenly turns cold, students may still have to wear short sleeves until the official change day arrives. 3 reasons curvy women aren't usually the beauty standard in Japan. First, Japanese culture often values blending in rather than standing out, and a very curvy body naturally draws attention, which can go against that social norm. Second, the traditional beauty standard in Japan has long favored a slim and petite body type. So many girls grow up believing that being thin is the ideal look, rather than having strong curves. Lastly, while some parts of Asia have started becoming more open to different body shapes, Japanese media and fashion still mostly highlight slender figures. So even if some people are getting more curious about curves, the overall beauty standard in Japan still tends to lean towards slim and delicate body types. This is why Japanese girls often look so young. And no, it's not just genetics. It's mostly their lifestyle and skincare habits. Across Japan, beauty trends can change by region, but one thing stays the same: the focus on clear, youthful-looking skin instead of tanning. In cities like Tokyo or Kyoto, that soft, natural look is super popular, but in places like Okinawa or Osaka, the stronger sun and humidity can be tougher on the skin. So, how do they still keep that youthful appearance? They avoid too much sun exposure, since UV rays are one of the biggest causes of early aging, like wrinkles and dark spots. They also prioritize hydration, using layered skincare and moisturizers to keep their skin smooth and healthy. And when it comes to makeup, they usually go for a natural style that makes the eyes look bigger and the face appear more defined, instead of heavy or dramatic looks.